Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Trashy Post which that Gaming Itch. It is Saturday. That can only mean it's time for one thing, and that is Silly Voices Saturday.
We're back, bitches.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that should have been there should be a censor in there, but it's fine. And no, not really.
Doesn't work yet.
When have we ever censored this show?
We have not.
Right now.
Just got cut to the screen, just
Also,
going off.
I've heard of back bitches. I've heard of side bitches. Does it imply the existence of front bitches?
Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
All up in your face.
Well, I'm going to get the game started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Evac, and of course, I'm joined by the cast of Silly Voices Saturday, and I'm going to go and introduce them one by one as we go down the list. As I pull open my handy dandy little reference there, which is called my phone. We have joining us for the show today, as always, the regular cast. We have Burr.
Hey, how you doing? I'm a Johnny. I'm a ninja from Naruto.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have a Drifting.
I just want my idiot son back of this franchise, please.
We have Kay.
Wasn't he here? I could have sworn we were dealing with the idiot son like right now, or were we in the?
Look, I just
flashback?
want him
Or
back.
were
It's
we-
been like 2 weeks.
It's also just been 2 weeks. Is the other thing? Yeah.
Idiot son, won't you come and wash away the rain?
We also, of course, have a woman in Japan, Laura Petal.
Call me Ginny White because I'm here to cook.
And
So cute.
we have Lemming Russ.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Indeed you are. And we have Mistropolis.
I don't have a joke.
Oh no.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Yay.
And, of course, we have our special guest for this case, Mr. Weird FGW.
I ran back from the kitchen really quickly. I made it in time, and I'm very full on
the
chicken
And
pie.
also we have our American correspondent Kay, because I think we've missed him.
I didn't say
No.
Kay.
Oh.
I introduced
It's
Kay.
okay.
No.
Oh, yeah. I think I
Kay
just.
was mentioned.
I just didn't introduce them as our American correspondent, which is very unusual. But I thought I'd try something different.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because they're just they're Kay.
We're going to introduce them a second time because they're absolutely worth it. Our American correspondent,
Yeah.
Kay!
They're absolutely worth it. And we've missed them dearly.
Yeah.
Uh,
And also, since you are our American correspondent, every time you say you have to end with back to you.
How's the levels, by the way, Lemming? If you can mind checking as we're chatting.
Alright, check.
Thank you. Go on, Mist.
I'll say in response to Lemming's comment, all right, I'll have confidence. Here I go.
Stacked.
Take that, depression.
Yeah.
No confidence.
I don't have the button ready.
Well, there it is.
I was expecting the no confidence, but that'll do.
Don't know about you, It's been a busy few weeks.
It has. So, unfortunately, the link is the command is unfortunately busted. I thought I fixed it, but apparently it's not fixed. So I'm going to fix that after the show.
You haven't updated
I think that's though. I went in and edited the bot, but I think it might be only the timer bot.
Which your stream elements bot, or did you go into your Streamlabs or whatever?
I think it was I definitely think it's the stream, but I think it was only the timer that I might have changed, not so that every so often it will say about
I
GameBlast.
think you just got to update the command, mate, because it's still going to Just Giving.
Yeah, I know. So we don't use the Just Giving link. There is a link below. Also, if I just press
Typing.
handy dandy little button that I've got on my stream deck here, a QR code will also appear on the screen for the next 20 seconds, which you guys can utilize to
Oh, look at that.
Look
to
at that fancy.
to go directly towards Just Giving and give generously. We're up to 2,000 I can't really see it on this tiny screen.
753.
There we go. And every time we reach £100, we'll do a tombola spin. And
Which
there
means
we
we're
go.
only £47 away from spinning, and I have the tombola ready to spin. There's so many things available. Plus, we're trying to see if we can get to 3K before the big weekend, which starts this Friday. It's actually approaching. My God.
I know. It's
Yeah,
difficult to believe.
I'm starting to put
I
like
can't.
the countdown of days in my stream titles now.
Hey. That's a good
Yeah.
idea, actually. Yeah.
Also, it seems that Scar finally got a few tombola draws.
Finally.
Finally. Not bloody time.
I love how we're all just like, finally.
Yeah, last one we managed to reveal was his friend's choice, so he's going to be playing Slay the Princess.
Nice.
So that'll be cute.
That's an interesting title. That's an
That's-
interesting game.
Yes, but for now, you join us here at Saturday for the it's for our regular show, and I always look forward to this point of the week. We didn't have a show due to personal reasons, but thankfully they were able to be resolved and such. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to this. These guys always cheer me up. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just making sure everyone's volume is good. Seems good to
I have
me.
to say, I do like the
booga.
fancy new banner you guys have.
Yes.
Yes. The
Nice.
banner is really pretty.
The wizard Nico has done some absolute magic. With the logo itself is a
Very cowboy.
We have a banner, we've got a logo, and there might be more coming.
it's
Which
bloody
you can't talk
delicious.
about.
It is. Yeah.
And we got the donation.
Yeah,
We got more
And we got-
coming. Yeah.
and we got a. Wait, he said we have a donation.
Oh, we had a donation?
donation?
£2,800.
Oh my God.
What the hell? And 47p.
Well, there we go.
Oh, Fixer Man's gonna have to turn up at some point, aren't they?
Oh, for God's sake.
Indeed.
Are we going to have to do a tombola spin before we start? Or are we going to do
Probably
tombola spin
best to
after?
probably just get out the way before we get into proceedings, rather
Yeah,
than
that makes
wait,
sense.
wait
Yeah,
for
my-
it for a few years.
My alert seems to not be working, but I can't really fix that mid-show. But it's fine. We'll deal with it afterwards. So I'll be relying on Weird to kind of have them be showing through the stream. So
I'll try to get it up at some point, but in the meantime, shall I get on cam?
yes, give me a second.
If
You get on
like to be
cam.
on
Hold on,
camera.
I need to wipe everything.
Do I need to start running, E? Do I need to start running?
I need to be
Why are
presentable.
you running?
Why do you need to run?
Well, someone
Why
needs
are
to
you
run
running?
that. Someone needs to run that damn hamster wheel to keep the stream going.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're
Why
fine. You're
are
fine.
you running?
Why
let
are
me-
you running?
Tired, everyone.
Let me
Alright,
just
I'm on
switch
it.
that. Hold on, this cam coming up, and
This is a face. This
It sure is a face.
oh, that is certainly a
Sure
face.
is.
It's an
It
outlaw
sure is.
face.
I have the sudden urge to poke the screen. Point.
Alright, let's do the spin. Here we go.
Please do it soon!
We're doing it. Someone tell me when to stop.
When?
But when?
Connor!
Something
wait.
speak of the devil.
Connor waits for a bus and two at once.
There we go. All right, let me get the Jimmy Jams.
just-
If someone wants to give the Sconnor a poking.
At Scarfulu. Poke, poke, poke.
Poke. Don't even know which one's gonna be. Which one is this? It's okay. All right then. Okay, come on. Cool. If he is indeed about and would like to banter about it,
I think
Then-
Connor's just gotten 10 pokes, so he should.
I'm gonna poke him now as well. I'm gonna give him a little.
Attack.
Then I'm just.
You know
gonna
what'd be funny? If someone created a group conversation and everyone just poked him in that group conversation.
I poked in the group conversation now as well. I just went. He's
Nice,
probably
nice.
sitting there, very confused.
Could be sitting at the dining table very confused for all we know.
Mhm.
And it,
He's like, please, just let me have my food.
No.
He can join this channel, can't he? So,
They should be able to, yeah.
So,
Yeah, he can.
Yes.
well, hopefully he'll be able to come along and banter about it at some point soon. But until then, I was literally about to press the freaking disconnect button there for a brief moment. That would have gone very badly.
That would have gone very, very badly.
Until
there we go.
then, fuck this shit out.
Well, there we go. Proof of pudding is... It's a purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Until we get correspondence from him, shall we proceed?
Indeed. Let me get a second while we get
Can
just
I stop
reorganizing
running
things.
now?
yeah,
And
sure. You
boom.
can stop running.
There we go.
Evac.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Can we see the game, please?
Yeah. I'm getting to that.
I'm going to tell my family that we've reached 2,800. Give me a second.
I would like to see the baby.
There you go. You can now see the baby.
Woo! Yay!
Oh, I heard all
Wow.
the cheering.
Wow.
They've been informed.
I couldn't tell.
We
Yeah,
heard.
And then literally
Yeah.
a whole bunch of just out there playing games. I'm like, I would love to host, but I'm busy. Ah,
Okay,
Here
so
we go.
we return to
Do we?
where we were in the storyline.
good.
Return to modern day times. April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Call Fountain Room.
well, isn't that pleasant?
And that's pretty much how it went down. Those are the facts of IS-7 as far as I'm concerned.
I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case.
So, what happened at the trial?
Well, we lost. But the karma did a real number on us.
Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tankerel was innocent?
Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, our justice system is shit. And also, we've underestimated on karma. We fought even dirtier than we feared.
I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. Jeez, I can't imagine an Ace Attorney case lasting for a year. I would have died. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th, almost after Christmas. It's April now, so, ooh, mama, we're talking almost 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh?
December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery.
I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, he even said he wanted to be found guilty.
Okay.
You mean they forced a confession out of him?
Yeah. Von Karma got what he's been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being nobody to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him over the pass. Even had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself, being an accessory to murder in court. Combined with the confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though.
The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with?
Exactamundo. He knew he needed the one last card to play if they squeezed the confession out of Samson. So he had bad record all of Samson's interrogation.
I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh?
We all did. But he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Good or bad. That's a weird phrase. They don't make them like that anymore.
Fucking hell.
Even when you change the ringtone, you
It's not. No, that's WhatsApp. Sorry.
Anyway, Gregory presented recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. You know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. For the one and only time in his 40-year career.
I'm pretty sure that was Edgeworth's line.
Oh, might be.
Sorry, Miles Sereno. I'm still in your line, I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. For the one and only time in his 40-year career.
Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So, when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of the day, but of the whole sad affair.
I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside.
Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. But now we have Scarfulu, so we can clear Samson's name.
Hello.
I'm literally just in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I look at my phone and I'm like, oh. Oh.
You have been
Something just
summoned,
happened.
sir.
10 messages. What the fuck?
Yeah,
honestly-
all sorts of
Yeah,
messages.
we honestly thought that was a dining room. We didn't expect bathroom, but okay.
I'm just rinsing myself off before I do a stream later.
Oh, okay.
Scarfulu in the bathroom with a candlestick.
Who did I kill?
I don't know.
Oh.
I
Wait,
wonder if you'll kill us. It depends on what game we're going to be playing together, sir.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's that
Oh,
one.
It's
Is
your
it-
host multiplayer choice.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm revealing it in here because I think some people in this very room are going to be delighted what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was an idea. I was like, I can't do that, can I? And then I went, no, I can. Why not? Screw it. So this is a game that is very well received, very popular, very beloved. It's a recent game that has up to 4-player co-op.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to do Weird Blasters do a session of Baldur's Gate 3 co-op?
No.
I can hear them laughing and screaming through your headphones.
sure.
Lifty,
my-
Hi,
what have we
Maddie.
sta- Lifty, what
Hello.
have we started?
Yeah, there was an idea I could not shake out of my head. I was just like, we
Oh,
can't do that,
good-
can we? I was like, but there's
Oh,
no reason we
goodness.
couldn't.
Oh god.
Oh, that's
my-
going to be great.
That's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me and Ebac at least stumbling through it like spring lambs.
Yep, definitely.
You and me,
I
me
can't
and oh,
wait.
I've never played it before. I have no idea.
It's okay. I'll play a barbarian and throw you all around.
Oh my god.
Oh, perfect. It's literally gonna be Connor like, I can show you the world.
Please
Yes.
don't show me the Randy Bear.
Don't
Don't worry, you have to choose that option. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
no,
don't
Ren-
do
Yeah.
that to
You
my
have,
innocence.
you have
There
to
is at least a
confirm if you
little
want
bit
to
left.
if you want to romance that the
Randy Bear is so far along the way that you won't do it in the stream.
Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine
Oh,
we'll, have
wow.
we'll have trouble getting out of the tutorial area. Um,
Right.
It'll
Oh,
still
God.
be a lot of fun.
Also,
I think it's going to be funny.
I propose we do character creation before stream. And
Probably a good
That's-
idea.
That's probably wise,
That's the
yeah.
hell. That is a
Yeah.
hell of an idea. Yeah.
Mhm.
However, I think the stream could start with presenting your characters.
oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I propose you don't tell each other what you're playing until the
Well,
actual.
we might want to sort of spec out at least a little bit. Different
Yeah,
ways,
'cause
though.
Hey, Lemon. Hey, Drifting. And maybe talking to you for advice later.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
I won't.
That would
Oh,
be.
I
If you
think
need advice, I'm here.
of all the Tombolables, that was one of the ones I was most excited about. So
Nice.
Well, there you go, you got it.
I'm really happy about that.
What
And
a-
they're
And now
finally
so
actually
most of
turning
us.
up, so wait.
I know it's like
Ah.
waiting for a bus, isn't it?
I said that. I said literally as the ball came out, Connor's waiting for a bus and two are coming at once.
Well,
We're just very northern, Laura.
well,
pretty much.
well,
Because our
well,
buses are shit up there.
well, Sconnor,
You got
you,
that
better,
right.
you better go and let the people know, and also encourage more people to
Absolutely.
donate.
I
Because we're
will.
now on the road
Well,
to
yes.
2,900.
People say that is now 3 out of 4 host multiplayers revealed. I am yet to have mine come out. Could that be the next ball? You can make it happen with 2.9k.
Oh, well, that's
Wow.
good. Connor, what you streaming?
Blood Omen.
Ah,
Of course.
What
I'm
time you
doing a bit
starting?
of a. I might be starting at 8. I'm doing a bit of a later start. Just to kind of do a bit less overlap between the streams, and also because I'm not as prepared as I should be, so I just need a bit more time.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
fine.
That's fair. We'll probably raid into you then.
Fair enough. I will see you guys later. I'll let you get on with is it Ace Attorney Investigation still?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I'll let you get on with that then.
Yes.
Take care.
Let
See
us fix
ya.
him now.
Bye.
He might be busy.
Have
Bye.
fun.
What a ledge.
What a legend.
What a ledge.
Well,
Do you want? Yeah, do you want
I'll
to?
just keep free.
Oh, I'll get through it.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want to take the line from the top then, Bear?
Sure. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling of Ghost. We would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. He never got the chance.
Also, there is a stain in the background, and it's been bothering me ever since I saw it.
Weird. Is somebody having a party distantly in the background of your audio?
They're
I'm just-
they're in the other room. I'm very sorry. I might have changed to a hold the button down sort of mic setup.
Okay.
Pardon me
To be
while I
clear,
can
that wasn't
figure
meant
that.
to be rude. That was
No, it's
I was
fine. I
trying to
got a
be
lot
funny.
of family around, just hanging out. They're having chicken pie and whatnot. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
the chicken is very loud.
Oh no, they're filming Chicken Run 3.
Yeesh 2 isn't even out yet.
No?
Here it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's been out for a
Yeah.
bit.
it's only been
It's-
released on Netflix, I think, though. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, the one subscription I don't have
Um,
because I already have enough of the damn things.
If you want to do a
And I'm
group watch
also
ever, I've got it.
Yeah. And I'm also unsure if it's actually labeled. There's like 2. It could be just like Chicken Run, the tagline underneath, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
then.
Dawn of the
Um,
Nugget.
Dawn of the Nugget, that's it, yeah.
Good title.
What a title.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've
Also-
got Netflix if you ever want.
I need to get into more somber. Tone.
Yes.
I should have left with him for that day. I'll always blame myself for not doing that. But I should have let the son obsessed with something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma.
You think he had a choice?
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry,
Run
just
home.
from Germany?
I mean, out of
No,
all
I got
countries to run away from home in, Germany is one of the ones that you will do the best, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, he cannot run all the way to California from Germany, is what I was trying to get at.
That's true.
Yeah. But it's also like it's a thing of like grief makes one act irrationally. We see this over and over again. It's one of the like main themes of Ace Attorney because grief is one of the main like topics it kind of weirdly tackles. You know, because everyone's mourning's all fucked up because spirit channeling of Mia, and then like straight up grief is the motivator for the prosecutor in Trials and Tribulations. So like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, yes. Who's also equally irrationally obsessing over something in a way that's like, what do you want them to have done? Been magic? Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
I hope you can forgive me.
No. You had every right to hate me.
No, he didn't. You were a child. Sorry,
I think it's less going to that and more the fact that what Edgeworth became under Von Karma.
Yeah, like he did have choices. There's some aspects of like, you know, nature, nurture, free will stuff, but I'm also like, I know Edgeworth needs to go to therapy and not blame himself for a bunch of things, and this is like just the tip of the iceberg.
In a way, Eddie was also a child back then.
Yeah, exactly.
And he should have also gone to therapy.
Yeah, basically, the moral of the story is everyone Ace Attorney needs to go to therapy.
Yeah, it's just like what I told Drifting, just like vampires, attorneys and prosecutors should have therapists as well.
At least there's a game now, Vampire Therapist.
All right.
Very good.
I'm gonna get in the headspace.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Just before that, I wanted just to put another joke in. I really wish there was maybe even a sort of indie game, not necessarily like blessed by Capcom, but Ace Attorney Therapist would be a great game.
Yeah.
I will say that like I think I know there's definitely fan fiction already written, but a big thing of like I bring up the stuff about like, hey, no, you were a child, all this stuff, because this is to a lesser extent, no one died, but I also struggle with self-blame issues a lot like Edgeworth's. Like I'm not blaming myself for literal deaths most of the time.
You said no
Most of
one
the time,
died, but I'm
yeah.
slaying here at a pool of my own blood in an elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
For me, no one died. For me, Kay, the person, no one died. Like, that's not what I have the guilt neuroses about, but I have a similar, like, trauma reaction of, like, I will blame myself for everything. That is why I am speaking up, because if anybody else who has that same thing as Edgeworth and myself needs it, it's important to have a counter message to his own traumatized thoughts that are telling him that he is to blame.
Then excuse my terribly labeled joke there.
Yeah, sorry there.
No,
Sorry there, mystery.
It would have been an absolute bombshell, though, to find out that our Kay, killed Gregory Edgeworth.
Okay, I went on to become a prosecutor as planned. And that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder.
Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder.
Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator.
Oh wow, Von Karma falsified more documents. What a shock.
Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved.
Also, you beat me to that, Drifting. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, and this is clearly, but it's also like it's really interesting because this is clearly a case of like Von Karma deliberately manipulating and falsifying not just like what he's saying to Edgeworth, but like fucking documentation in order to, do his 15-year-long chess game.
Almost like Manfred von Karma was the Dark Age of the Law.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking was.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Mind if I take a peek at those?
He also won the King of Prosecutors trophy like 10 fucking years in a row. So
This file's been doctored. What about the verdict? It's been changed.
Yes, Fender.
What?
We know Fender.
How is that a surprise to you? You've lived with von Karma for years.
well, I think there's an element I think of like Edgeworth did not live in necessarily ignorance, but considered himself above the need for it. They'll also believe that like anything was necessary in order to get a guilty verdict, because Edgeworth has always had like a strong sense of justice, and that is part of what has made him like a good person despite, all the bullshit. Because like his sort of motivation was like keeping people, keeping society safe by putting away the people who are dangerous, and of course he trusts the police, which like in this fucking franchise and in real life don't fucking do that. But it's that thing of like putting the dangerous person away behind bars, and he was not ignorant of the methods, but he didn't use them in that same way, and they were less highlighted to him than they were to the public, like the general people who were aware of Von Karma,
Plus, this is a very different situation. It's one thing
Yeah.
to doctor evidence for a trial to get someone innocent. These are documents that Von Karma has edited to sell Edgeworth, a young
Yeah.
Edgeworth, an impressionable Edgeworth, on something that is a lie. That's a very different
This
thing.
is the case I beat your dad in.
Yeah.
This is the last case your dad did, which like, and my suspicion it's probably also to further undermine Gregory Edgeworth's memory.
Yep.
In a young Edgeworth, which like extra fucked up.
Yeah.
Basically, Von Karma was a dick.
Yeah, no, he's like it's
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
fascinating as well from like a character development perspective, and further cements the whole go to therapy thing. But like his sustained continued manipulation in order to, bring about, I am going to lift this child into one of the heights of being a prosecutor and then destroy everything in order to get revenge on the man who got me penalized in court, who I already killed. Like, yeah. Sorry. It's also Christoph Gavin behavior, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's that same pattern of the sheer obsession, the like inability to be slighted.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I would
sorry
I would
for
still
my
say that
pieces
in the
here.
grand scheme of things, Von Karma is way worse than Gavin.
Oh, for sure. But also, like, Gavin got stopped early because he got sloppy.
They're
Yeah.
also very different beasts as
They're
well.
very different beasts. But the thing that like sort of unites them is that that inability to tolerate being slighted.
Yeah, it's the ego.
Like that. Yeah, it's the ego. It's and specifically like over something so minor as not getting this specific defense contract.
Mm-hmm.
With that whole thing, ruin a man's entire life because he beat a guy in poker that you couldn't. Yeah, and it's I love Ace Attorney. The writing is so good and it's so brilliant because it does really make you think, even when there's characters named goddamn Eddie Fender. And he
All right.
says stuff like peepers. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it's longer.
Sorry.
Yeah. Here. Feast your peepers on this.
I think we might have gotten a donation.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, the number is neat again. It's 2,802 exactly now.
Hey,
Wow.
thank you very much for that. Don't know why it didn't come up, but fair enough. It is what it is. Thank you very much for the donation. Laura, if you can find who that is and write it out, that'd be appreciative. Or Lewis.
It says Fixer Man here in the bench.
Ah, the Fixer Man.
Plus Wave Blasters, plus Wave Blaster.
Fixer Man returns.
Look at the campaign itself. That's not the one I want.
And people got to be careful if where Fixer Man comes around. Dr. Ruination is not far away.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've forgotten. I'm pushed to talk
yeah.
now. Yeah, £1.53 from Fixer Man.
Thanks,
And
man.
Professor Ted. Testing the alerts and fixing the number. This tag team hits hard.
Go for it, Edgeworth.
Convicted as an accomplice. Oh, I missed some text there.
Oh, it was just it's Eddie's copy. It doesn't have it there, but it was basically saying like convicted as an accomplice due to, I believe, his testimony and witness statement. It was something like that.
That's right, we've got history.
It'll show up again. Oh.
That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse.
Then why is my copy so different?
I have 2 words for you. First is fun.
The other one's butts.
Fun butts?
Incorrect.
Well, you said it came from Fun Karma, yeah? My guess is you didn't want Gregory something and there was a murder out there still large. Then what looking you into it? Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitation was out.
So everything I believed about the case was a lie?
Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. You start your new road as a defense attorney from learning the truth. The statute of limitation may have run out now, but the truth's still out there, you know. I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else too. The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? A short pause for coffee.
Okay,
Beverage break.
that's fair.
Coffee.
What is
Go,
this
go.
forensic guy still looking at?
If that's the case,
Ribbit,
Ribbit,
baby!
baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found. And Samson was found guilty instead.
That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him?
Not without a real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict has been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead.
How could he?
Have you not been paying attention? Von Karma is the worst douchebag and asshole you will ever find. And
I only met him once, and that was when Mr. Edgeworth was also a huge prick. I kicked his ass. What?
You kicked me
I
in
did.
the ass.
Yeah, exactly. I did that.
That was one time too many, if you ask me. Samson knew there was no way Judy'd done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now riddle me this, Mousy boy.
Sorry, that's
Sponge
funny.
boy
for-
Mubob.
Yeah, no, that's also
Energy,
funny
yeah.
for a meme that I have. I will send it
Riddle me,
later.
riddle me this, Miles, man. I'm gonna set up a lot of question marks under the fedoras around the city. Can you find them all?
Oh dear.
Please no, Fender. Just get on with it.
Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in person the day Bronco Knight died?
Hey, that's right.
You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa.
Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise,
Oh,
but Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day.
how heartbreaking. We've got to do something, Mr. Fender. What's the statute of limitations on an accomplice?
Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. Visible confusion, that's why I'm here. The ice sculptures are back on display just like they were all those years ago. And we're going to see what we can find out. Right, Marcelino?
I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father.
Miles.
But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not only as a prosecutor, but as Mars Edgeworth, I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. But I'm not leaving until I do.
You really are old Gregory's son through and through. Alrighty then, now that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations.
IS-7 incident case file updated in my organizer. Thank you, Fender.
And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you.
Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
Do you have enough pockets in that suit of yours?
K is on extra evidence duty.
You should
K
have
is
some
the
pocket space in those frills.
K is the inventory.
Honestly, I can see that. Like, she does have a bag that you can see sometimes that she rummages in.
It's a bag of holding.
Yeah. It is kind of a fanny pack, and it is surprising how much you can fit in those things. Speaking from experience.
Fanny pack has a bit different meaning in UK.
No, I am aware. But surely you still have the phrase, what is it called in England if not that?
A bum bag.
A bum bag. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's worse, but all right. Sure. It's a bum bag.
One is worse in one
That's
place,
worse.
the other is worse in the other place.
No, I get it.
I mean,
I
that's
think
worse.
it's mostly just because
You see how that's worse, right?
I don't know. It feels. The mouth feels weird. How it feels to say is weirder. Anyway.
It's just because the fanny means butt in America, doesn't it?
Generally, but also it's such a as part of fanny pack, it is completely divorced from meaning anything other than that is what this type of bag is called generally. We hardly ever use fanny to mean bum, but we will say fanny pack regardless, you know?
Yeah, so fanny means something completely different.
I know what it means. I know. There's a Head of Gatsby bit about it. It's great.
Yeah, but also I wanted to say that Miles can store some of the evidence in his ruffles.
Yes.
There's a lot of space there. And it folds space as we can see, so it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah. Sorry. I love this family.
That's right.
You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it.
Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue, splay case, ubiquium and asphyxion, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Augusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago.
Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating. But first, let's look at this evidence. Oh.
Oh, no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody?
Didn't you forget to ask someone?
I could have sworn this was my investigation.
Oh, I'd forgotten you were here.
So did I, it's fine.
Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth.
His brain does enough obstructing, Your Honor.
My what?
Sorry.
Oh, believe me, I have come to realize this as well. But I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee.
What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I'm simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation.
Your offer is duly noted and duly declined.
Then undecline it.
I will overrule your undecline.
Well, I'm declining your decline and you're overruled.
Hey, Kay, you want to share some popcorn with me while these two fight?
Ugh. She
Ladies
isn't
and
pulling
gentlemen,
any
the decline of
punches.
Western civilization.
I have to defend Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Also, you're kind of mean.
It's coping.
Speaking to Eustace in this case.
Yeah, it's coping.
Oh, for sure.
The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need.
Perhaps I can have you speed the process along. My apologies, Detective Gumshoe gave me some more teasers.
Nice.
Where did you
Hope
get
you
the
like
phone?
them.
I love that. I love that idea. That makes
I hope
that
you
makes
like
me
it, Mr.
grin
Edgeworth.
so big. Just just Edgeworth being handed a packet of candy, but it's like your blood sugar is getting low.
Did you bring back the change, Gumshoe?
There wasn't any.
I distinctly gave you a $5 bill.
Inflation.
Well, inflation, Mr. Edgeworth, and they asked me if I wanted to round up for charity.
As you will. I think I have an idea who our mystery victim might be.
It's
What?
what?
Really?
2019? Yeah.
But you have to tell me, it's the law.
Is it?
Very well.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Technically, yes.
Eustace! Oh my god, Eustace! You can't just say it's the law and then pretend like it is actually the law after something you say.
Okay,
Well-
but technically parties on opposing teams are supposed to give each other information, so he's not wrong on this
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it, just the winner did it.
Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that we have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. It's got to be Artie Frost, right?
I guess so.
Didn't we see the long hair that's like the same color?
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
could have sworn.
he died again.
Now the body's resurfaced. I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost.
Dun dun dun.
What? You're saying that was poor Chili Wakes?
Wait, who the heck is Chili Wings? Or whoever the fuck you're talking about?
Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace. Although he was better known as Paul Helique. He made some rather odd star-shaped teacups that never really caught on.
Yeah, no wonder
This-
someone wanted to kill him.
Sculptures on display here are all his works.
No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Oh, it's good to encounter a fellow winner. Well, he's dead, Eustace.
Again.
I don't think he's winning.
I would say that's a definite L, actually.
Quite definitively.
That certainly is, as you kids might say, taking an L. Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident.
Then he looks very good for an 18-year-old dead skeleton.
Judge Gavell knows about the IS-7 incident?
Of
Mr.
course she does.
Edworth.
I have a
fucking job.
hypothesis that he was stored in the ice.
Yes, of course I know the IS-7 incident. I'm from the fucking committee.
Yeah.
Mr. Edworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out.
Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted.
What are you insinuating?
That while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the evidence back them back to differ. Now then, it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Boop, 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 boop.
What do you want? What, really?
Oh, what is it, Eustace?
The body, we got an idea.
Ah,
No, not an idea. Some sculptor called Frost or something, so I guess Edgeworth called it.
goddess of justice!
So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'd admit that I might be of use to this case, more than a certain junior prosecutor anyway.
Hey, not fair. You're trying to steal the win.
I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together.
Also, it's not steal as much as secure the win.
We do not need to do anything. And you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection! Well then, Judge Judy, I think you might be wrong about that.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Alert! Professor Dest has donated £1. Oh dear, if his final experiment does not run with the desired alacrity, one of those, I may have to ask for assistance from the developers themselves. Fingers crossed, fellow scientists. Continue.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Yeah. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender.
Yep. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids with the pesky dog pushing the theory that the body was actually gone missing.
Oh, so
You
you
had a
were
dog?
a meddling kid.
The prosecutor at the time was the worst case of douchebag. It might have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your own eyes. Or, to put it a little bluntly, fuck off. The prosecution case was rotten from the beginning. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? I know better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time. Unless you have an ulterior motive. Is that why you're dragging the dancing monkey around?
Judge Gavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. In which case, I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf.
Or have ulterior motive.
Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender. But I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And he's his own grandpa. And if that's not enough for you, he was at a trial too. I think that makes the hat trick of why it concerns him. It's just possible he might have a little more to do with that case than you.
Very well. You may both assist in the investigation. But only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours.
Alrighty. Great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G.
I am not your G or on any other letter or otherwise.
Yeah, I know your numbers, like 4 out of 10. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the side of justice?
Bit harsh.
I have a hammer.
That's fair.
Do not test me, I have a hammer. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. And you'll get several bonks.
Duly noted, Your Honor.
Bonk!
This is a turnout for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thanks for your immeasurable help as always.
No sweat. Sad, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay. I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you need something, if you find something interesting.
I will.
I'll just be jingling my keys and wondering why I'm here.
Well, Kay, shall we?
I thought that was my job.
Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence!
We're still unclear on 2 key facts. How Mr. Frostbody came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium.
You're right. We need some more intel.
Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost.
It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right?
Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance.
Okay. Sounds like we know what we're looking for.
The
So
investigation.
for the love of God,
Yeah.
I'm going to say for the love of God, if you find some, don't assume it's mouthwash and just start gargling it.
So they're called the fountain room.
No gargling.
Well, it's
paint
ubiquium.
is
It's
very
that's
bad
the safe
idea.
one.
Yeah, but still.
Still
I'd
gargling
still-
paint is a very
It might
bad
be
idea.
it might be ubiquitous, but I still wouldn't trust it.
Didn't
That's fair.
misclick, but well.
There's some kind of connection between our case and the IS-7 incident, isn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, clearly.
It's still too early to say for sure, but I find it hard to believe there's no connection at all.
And IS-7 was your dad's case, right? Just reviewing. So this can't be coincidence. It's gotta be fate. The truth is ours for the taking. So let's go grab it and solve both cases at once.
I appreciate the sentiment. I think our first order of business should be to find out where the ubiquium came from.
Gotcha. The red liquid with a minty smell. Let's ask around and see if anybody has any clues to offer. You can also present me things if you want.
Can we finally check the stain?
Well, we'll get there.
Should I come in on forensics?
Yeah, weird. Come in the forensics. You don't have a voice line.
The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway.
And how's the rest of the fountain looking?
Oh, it's rather radiant, if I do say so myself. Oh, sorry, that's not what you meant. Rather beautiful, sir, actually. Water's crystal clear, kind of soothing. I fell in twice.
Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago.
Yeah, I got hungry, sorry.
Did not drink the water.
Again?
Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart.
The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea,
Understandably so.
but also it was just opened.
The cup we were given
I
was
don't know.
delicious.
Since yesterday,
all
it's
this stuff.
famous for the tea.
Yeah, looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost.
Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look.
Why does this tea set have Donkey Kong coins on it?
So this dishware was made by Artie Frost.
It looks very fancy.
Maybe
it
we're
is.
a
Very
fan of
impractical.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to, okay?
Whoa, stuff's really worth that much?
Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really...
That in my inventory.
Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mrs. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this. Teapot data jotted down in my organizer.
I love how Kay is basically Maya, what Maya is to Phoenix. No. Don't.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Edgy!
What is it?
You be careful of that teapot, you hear?
Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? Oh,
His
Hello.
new girlfriend's teapot.
Honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you'd like.
Miss Bound.
Ah! Judy! I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out.
Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt.
2 cups coming right up.
Please, Earl Grey hot.
In a cup I won't be able to drink from.
This smells great! Sorry, they made the exact same motion. I love when Kay does her little sprite mimics of Edgeworth. It's so cute.
Yeah, the folded arms, the drinking of the tea. But also, I was just thinking about the replicators in Star Trek. And I must say, a replicator malfunction would be when the replicator creates the tea in cups like this.
I do love how we all dunk on the cups. They're so stupid.
They're so stupid.
I love you, Drifting.
I love you too.
Wow! It tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just
You
tea.
usually just have us drinking Earl Grey. Or, well, you make Earl Grey, and then I ask for a cup, and then I try it, and I don't really like it, but I'm trying it for you.
I thought it was Earl Grey, but it's Ceylon. Or Ceylon. That's the pronunciation, people, please.
It's
I don't
Simon.
know.
Cylon, yeah.
Ceylon, I
Ceylon.
believe. But usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but...
I was
Miss Ba-
trying to make a Battlestar Galactica
Yeah,
joke.
I was trying to find one in there somewhere. Is this the same blend you served this morning?
Oh, why, yes. Is it all right?
Oh, there isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
It is pronounced Ceylon. It's actually a country in Sri Lanka.
Oh yeah, Ceylon.
It was the former name of Sri Lanka back in British ownership.
Yeah, back when Sri Lanka was part of British Raj.
The
Oh.
more you know.
Oh no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma.
The fact that you know that makes you a tea snob, Edgeworth.
No, it's just it was washed.
Oh, really? That's odd. I use the exact same blend both times. I can't see what would account for the difference.
It had a specifically minty flavor.
Hey! What's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you?
What's gone under your skin, Larry?
Nothing. You're just rude, that's all.
Uh-huh.
You even try to call me by the right name. It's Louise Stoneham, dang it! Yeah, I'm done. No, I love you. Fetcher. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Okay.
Finally!
Well, that was childish even for him.
Wow. What happened there?
Let's ask him about it later, shall we?
No.
Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We don't have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing.
Why do I have the feeling the stain is him trying a cup of tea and dropping the teacup?
It's very possible, yeah.
The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and is completely spotless.
And it's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh!
Break the whole
Kay,
process.
I cannot stress enough how much of a bad idea that would be. You're not a magician. Maybe try it when a magician comes along. Perhaps in a few more years.
Literally, I mean, I believe Phoenix adopts Trucy in like a month chronologically. So, fun fact for you, and also to cement just how fucking close they cut it with this game and the disbarment. It's so funny. Oh, come on! What's the worst that could happen?
Yes.
Even if it does go all sideways, we'll just wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye.
Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. But I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it.
Really? But there are so many other colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, purple. She's just listing colors. Tea leaves brown.
Okay.
It was yellow and red and green and brown and scarlet and black and ochre and peach.
And peach and ruby and olive and violet and fawn. Sorry, I know that one too well.
And blue!
Pink and orange and blue.
A caddy containing Kalon tea leaves. It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use, considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves. I have one myself back in the office.
Of course you.
Of course you do.
That's all.
By the looks of your background, artist.
That's all, Your Honor.
And he just standing with his back towards us is very funny to me. I don't know why.
I'm not talking to you either.
No talk me, Angie.
From the colour and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea.
And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it.
Ceramic fragment data jotted down in my organizer.
I guess somebody must have broke something.
Wow,
And there
who
is a
could that possibly be?
I say there is a non-0% chance it is a certain somebody.
I know that insignia.
As they say, if something's broken...
And a certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something too.
It's usually the butts.
The hills are alive with the smell of butts.
Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound?
I had to go and tell our visitors we're closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them?
You know about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit.
But why go through the trouble of creating replicas?
Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all.
I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar?
Oh my! You really think they look alike? Perhaps they used some of the decorations from one or the other by accident?
She's clearly lying, but I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and while the case develops.
It seems the police have already removed the body.
I told you I was hungry.
But why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
Oh, great, we're dealing with zombies now.
Maybe he's a mummy!
Need I remind you that zombies aren't real?
What about mummies?
It seems likely the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible if he wasn't all wrapped up and stuff?
And for 18 years.
Well...
Hey, Mr. Forensics guy. Anything to report? Was he secretly a mummy?
Yes, ma'am. Traces of ubiquium and asphyxium have been detected in the fountain.
I'm gonna say they're probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing.
In addition to those two chemicals and a piece of pizza left here last week, there's also a large amount of sugar. Composition of sugar is being analysed as we speak by me.
There's sugar in the fountain? Where would it even have come from?
Because it's a sweet water fountain.
Nope, I'm not talking to you either.
Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting?
Kay talks to herself. Themselves.
Hang on. I gotta focus. I gotta lock in.
This is a difficult task because you have to be Kay mimicking Delicia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. No, dearie. Well, not much anyway. Silly girl. Silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is when you're being sympathetic, of course. And treasure is for when they're in a tiz.
Mm-hmm.
Love is for people you're not that keen on. And petal you use when you're trying to get someone's attention.
What?
Laura feels called out.
name?
Don't worry
Somebody said my
about it.
name?
No.
Huh? Huh?
Well, we got your attention.
Did. You sure did.
You're trying to get one specific person's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth Petal, I hope you're getting this all down.
Don't even try it, Kay.
Oh, dearie me. I was looking forward to that since I experienced it myself when I was getting all the achievements. So stupid. I love it.
Stupid but awesome.
Yeah, exactly. No, That's what I mean. Like it's mainly like just Scone being Scone.
Yeah, speaking of stupid, let's go talk to Eustace.
Actually,
My son blends over the tree in the background.
I have a different idea.
Talking to me is so bad. You're not to talk to bots, okay?
I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding some things. Just tell me what it is.
Richard.
Whoa! Quit it with the glare off, you two. It's weird.
I know.
Yes, it is.
Come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring.
Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding.
Quit it! I already told you. I'm not talking to you anymore.
You're talking to me right now.
From now on, not talking to you ever again. No, not doing it. Starting now.
This is getting me nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him.
Present him the remnants of the cup.
Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry?
Why'd you show me that?
Tell me, what is it about Miss Brown's tea set that's got you so agitated? If you won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain to Judge Gavelle.
Don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm sensible, cool, clean-cut guy.
No, she doesn't.
They are words you are trying to force into my mouth.
I don't want her to see the real me. The real blue-down, dirty me.
I'm not so sure anyone...
I was going to say, judging by the facade you seem to be putting on me, I think I can glean enough from you.
Who said that?
I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me.
No, I don't want to talk.
So if we wanted Larry's attention, do we refer to him as Larry Petal?
All right, good. All right, Larry. Enough is enough. Now confess.
Is there any way you treat your best friend, Edgy?
Bear, the way that Bear made my face just scrunch up into a ball when he said that. Like,
Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him? Hiding things?
Get the picture ready! So stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one out for her. But I got distracted, my hand slipped, and smash! I broke the teapot! Price of work of art is in pieces because of me.
No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from.
Shaking hands with Edgeworth because same.
Ouch. You really messed up this time, Maurice.
See, Edgy? Everyone's gonna think less of me now.
Which is amazing because the standard wasn't that high to begin with.
Yeah, my standards were low, but holy fuck.
She's never gonna forgive me for this.
Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound.
Okay.
My teapot? I see. You're an idiot.
I'm sorry, GG. I'm so sorry. I know a gift shop. You can go get one. This lovely chap runs it. But I don't have any money. I painted portrait. I painted 50 portraits.
Please, Mr. Dunim. It's really me who should be apologizing.
I did what?
How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics in the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of.
The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset.
Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world.
Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be?
I can't believe this, Ginny. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about, this one's sitting on top of the cart right now, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. That's when I saw that other pot under there. So I took it out, basically, like, switched the two pots.
Wow.
Oh. I see.
Yeah, that's everything I have to tell you.
That's why the tea tastes differently.
I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise.
You have no shame whatsoever, do you?
Sorry.
Oh, it's really quite all right. Thank you for being so honest.
CIG, isn't Judy the absolute best?
I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow?
I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models after all. It's only fair.
At this rate, I suspect that he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it'd be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while?
Oh, where have I had that before? Oh, no, I'll be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already.
Her and the others?
Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches, some ravishing beauties, was he?
Interested in Larissa's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time too.
Also, I'm gay, so.
That is what I think Kay has caught on to that by now and is teasing, and that is what she's teasing him.
Unusual.
My
She's
interest
like,
is
"I know
purely
you're not
professional.
fucking interested."
Surely.
Look, it's the right amount of eyes this time. Right? Unusual detail. There's nothing usual about these. They're my best work yet.
Don't
Yeah, the lens
imply
been
he's
right.
using AI, please.
It's also 2019. Oh, really? No, I want to see them too.
I know what you've heard about me, but I'm not a fool. AI is.
I can genuinely believe, like, specifically Larry getting on his high horse about, like, being an artist and being above AI.
Yeah, it's the real thing.
It definitely does talk to fake ChatGPT like girls. Like, not on purpose, to be clear.
No, he thinks they're real.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you to say. You're a sweetheart, Kay. Oh, that rhymed. Alright, okay, alright. Let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, and then
I suppose we might as well take a look.
You know what is depressing though? Judy saying like all things eventually break when Samson eventually broke in the trial.
Yeah.
Have I told you to donate to GameBlast yet? Go on, click the link. Do it.
Yeah, Laura, you do have a point. People should be donating to GameBlast. What does it do, Larry?
Well, it goes to SpecialEffect. They support disabled gamers and whatnot. That was really cool. It was really cool.
Ah, yes, a worthy cause. Be sure to use the link below to donate to GameBlast.
How are we saying this with our mouths closed? This is very strange.
So these sketches of yours, yes.
Yes.
If we get to 2,900 today, Larry's going to show his sketches.
Oh God. I'll get me whiteboard out. Seriously, Edgy? If you want to check out my art, you should just say it from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this.
It genuinely looks fucking sick as
Yeah,
hell.
it
So
looks
like,
great.
What am I looking
everyone
at
needs to
here?
stop dunking on him now.
I told you already. Ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know? There's Verity and Judy and somebody else.
Why did you draw them all on the same page?
Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. Then I saw, one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as I went. Grip it, rip it, baby.
So these were all drawn at different times?
Huh? Yeah, I guess.
This art is nice.
Did one of you too, Kay? You're on a different page, though.
Oh, you did? I'm flattered. Thanks. Thanks, Uncle Larry.
I'm gonna say this once, Larry. Keep away from her.
No, but no. Genuinely, how their relationship is written in this localization is like so much very like uncle and his absolute favorite niece because she's the only person who's nice to him.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, Edgeworth is like, keep away from her. You know.
Yeah.
Just
Edgeworth
protective. Yeah.
protective. Yeah, but also I will not have Larry slandered as a creep. That is slanderization at play. I will not have that slander. Anyway,
Thank you, Kay.
Yeah.
He's not interested in girls.
Yeah. Just let us know, Larry. If you do anything to upset your niece,
I get it.
yeah. Don't forget, Gumshoe knows where the bodies are buried.
Mashy.
I do love it. Protective dad Edgeworth. It's the best.
Yeah, since we've mentioned Gumshoe, though, it's really painful to me how very much those two guys are very talented and are wasting the talent. Like Larry is a really great illustrator, and he would have been famous and made brilliant things.
To be fair, he did end up being famous. To be fair.
Yeah, he did write a children's book.
Yeah, and Edgeworth is really great with electronics. He would have been really amazing in that field too.
Yeah, Gumshoe created a fucking EMT detector.
Yeah.
From like scrap parts. That's nuts.
Yeah, in a cave from the scrap parts.
Yeah. But yeah.
How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw?
Of course. You think I draw things I can't see? Like, use my imagination.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have none.
No, these are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So the colours are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again.
Yeah.
A serving card and sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while?
Yeah, sure thing. You want me to sign it for you?
Just the page, please.
Oh.
Larry's sketches, data jotted down in my organizer.
But also, can we take a look at what Delicia is washing in the fountain?
Yeah.
Because it was obscured
Or
by
maybe
the text.
adding to the
It's a
fountain.
piece of foot cloth. Probably of the light.
Maybe adding to the fountain, maybe. I don't know.
Oops.
Come on,
I've done the
Edgy.
same thing.
It looks to be a
Oh.
sheet.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like the colored sheets.
That whoops was very in character, honestly.
I'm imagining he just like fumbled it, but did manage to save it. Like,
This is because this is a
but Edgy's making fun
blue.
of it.
Because there's a blue cloth on the cart.
We did make a whole big deal about it being a white cloth.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I mean, occasionally artists will paint something blue to show that it's white.
I don't think it is. I think.
But I don't think it's the case
But
here.
he also made a big deal of like every color true to life. So QED. I don't know if that's correct here. I just think it's funny.
See if it works. Eureka! Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches?
Sorry, I'm here. Fascinated by the work of the great Lauriston in, huh? It's the composition, right?
The idea of him just running over.
Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct?
I already told you everything's exactly as I saw it.
But the tablecloth of the cart in this room is white.
Wow.
That's a way to find out you're colorblind.
Your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passed you right by, huh?
What's that look for?
Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the card with the tea set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right. It was the hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind.
That's nothing to boast about.
Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I just, quickly dove out of sight.
How very out of sight.
Oh, that's very blue.
Wait, Miss Bound came out of the winter wing?
Yeah, she was pushing a cart. A different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it I drew.
And what did she do with the second serving cart?
Well, I saw her wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of those other carts. The kind you can, lift stuff with.
A lift cart?
Yeah. So I called out to her, but she just sort of ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as a shy type, but it just goes to show you never know.
Another serving cart and a lift cart.
Is there maybe another tea set too?
We'd better check with Miss Bound.
I thought Edward would say, hey, knock it off already.
Are there 2 serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound?
Oh, yes. Why do you ask?
A certain so-called artist showed us the sketch.
Fucking so-called.
I couldn't help but notice the colour of the tablecloth is light blue.
Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only use white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched.
Like the perfect wrinkle-free one on the cart here in the fountain room, right?
Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away.
Could the colour of the tablecloth of the sketch simply be a mistake on Larry's part?
It's always Larry that's wrong.
Do you have any idea what you might have been doing when the sketch was drawn?
Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties.
I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. Let's ask. What exactly were you doing when this sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your card doesn't have a tea set on it.
Oh, I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers.
Oh, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate.
It's fine. Have some Maltesers.
I've got some mints.
Are they made of asphyxium?
I'll be over there too.
Yeah.
Well, there were a few left over. So here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them.
I'm starting to...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Now finish your line.
Okay.
Then I'll say my theory.
Hee hee. Thanks, Miss Bound.
I'm starting to have a hypothesis that those chocolate sweets are made out of evidence.
Maybe. Well, why not? A little melted, but I suppose it's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. Chocolates, data, jotted down on my organizer.
They're super sweet. I love them.
I'm very glad to hear it.
My secret ingredient is love, and my favorite is sculptor's blood.
They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. So perhaps they could do with a little less sugar.
That's the sugar in the fountain.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Forensics guy?
Yeah, we've been at this for a while. Do you think we could take a break?
I was about to say we're going to take a break and we'll get a quick drinky and some snack, maybe a snack on. In the meantime, don't forget to donate to GameBlast, as we'll be keeping that going until the end of... When is GameBlast weekend, Mr. Forensics guy?
Do it. Do the thing. Donate, please.
When is the GameBlast weekend, Mr. Forensics guy?
And this is Friday 21st to Sunday 23rd of February. 15 live streams across a 3-day period. It's going to be crazy.
Indeed. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Bye.
So, but basically, if you
we're
hear
back.
jingling noises or my cousin, that is why. Because Kitty.
Kitty. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Scratchy Post. Scratch that Game Itch. We're back for the second half of... Oh, that's an action test. Thank you. We're back to the second part of Silly Voices. And we're back with the second part of investigations too. So let's get back into it. We were going to do things, but I'm actually thinking, let's connect some dots.
Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't let me say I could get up from my position. I've got a little bit of a leg cramp.
You stay where you are.
Let's connect some 4s.
Connect 4.
I suspect the difference in aroma we noticed is due to the teapots having been switched.
You do?
I can't see what else it could have been. The tea itself hasn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bound, just to be sure? Miss Bound, the difference in aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot?
Oh, I suppose so.
My cup just now had a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea.
Ooh, tea.
Uva tea.
Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. And that must be where the minty aroma's coming from.
That's not where the minty taste comes from.
Could
They
that
don't
really
wash
be
the
it?
pots. Disgusting.
Yep.
The tea from the teapot Larry switched in from under the cart smelled faintly of mint.
Right. Miss Bound said she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday.
Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one.
You're right. You'd expect it to be the other way around.
I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart.
But why?
One of Ubiquium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. So what if she had been hiding some in the teapot?
What? In the teapot?
It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winner, any luck finding that Ubiquium?
Huh? I've just been standing here, honestly. My people are essentially telling gallery, but they haven't found anything yet either.
What a useless shit.
What about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from.
I may have an idea.
Ha! I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance it used the... What? you do know where it came from?
Thank you for
When
Thank
does it
you
become
for finding-
legal to kill someone.
thank you for finally catching up. Thank you for finally catching up with yourself. Yes.
My boy with the absolute axolotl reaction times here. It is so brilliant.
This boy does not have a singular thought happening in that skull. He's like an orange cat. But where?
Miss Bound's teapot.
What the fuck? Nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural born winner.
It's not a prize. It's a vital piece of evidence.
A participation trophy, obviously. It's just evidence? Then I'll have one of the forensic people check it out. Maybe the one by the fountain you need to break.
Oh no.
Of course I have to be extra about it.
Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot?
Possibly. The minty fragrance we notice coming from it. I think it might just be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas.
But Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that?
I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set that up except you.
That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all.
Miss Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that.
And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. So even if you did try to find some ubiquium in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results have to say first.
She seems a little too prepared. Almost like she knew she'd get found out. Miss Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying. Edgeworth speaking?
Sir, it's me!
Is everything all right, Detective?
Everybody's left the Winter Wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found out.
He really shouldn't be sharing information about this investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm about to stop him now.
The exhibitions in here have all completely melted. It's all that's left in the display cases is some stuff at the bottom. More of it in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though.
My turn.
Describe this stuff for me if you can.
Yes, sir. It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample from the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. But the one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it.
Which were?
Sugar, salt, and blood.
Blood?
What are salt and blood doing in the Gemini case's sample?
I can't imagine what blood would possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir.
Please do, Detective.
Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working the fountain room.
Hi.
He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid.
I've tried both.
I see. That might, prove to be a significant development.
Gemini case analysis results data jotted down in my organizer.
Anything else to report, Detective?
Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the Winter Wing, too.
There were a few of those being used in the Autumn Wing to disguise as the Winter Wing, as I recall.
It seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this.
Anyhow, I better get back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood.
Yes. Thank you, Detective.
I love Gumshoe.
Right you are, sir.
Was that Gummy? It seemed like he had a lot to say.
He did, and all of it very useful.
For once.
If I'm going to prove that Miss Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Come on, Kay, it's time for a sweet discussion. Let's go.
Oh, here we go.
I'd like to ask you a few questions for me. You can always hip it off to someone else.
Yeah, we'll see. But I believe in me for right now.
Okay.
Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Smilesy, Smilesy, and dear sweet little tooth, DK.
I would appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Malsy Smilesy.
I'm not a fan of Tooth DK either. Well, you just have to like it or lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it. Well, I guess we tried?
An attempt was made.
An attempt was certainly made. What can you tell us about... Sorry?
We did our best.
We did our best. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seem to be pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics.
Well, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago. I brought her 4 lovely new salt lamps and gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Her accent's sliding all over the place.
It's fine. She's not British.
she's-
She's fine.
Oh no, for sure. I'm just having fun with it. I'm just noting down how like fucking ludicrous it's getting.
She's
Okay.
testing a new
It's-
drug cocktail, so her accent.
As
is all
yeah,
over
yeah,
the
as
place.
as has already been firmly established, she is on
Drugs.
All of them.
What drugs do you want? Yes.
I would like all
Okay.
of your drugs, please.
Wow, that's super generous of you. Tee hee hee. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course.
That better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought I was.
Yes, back when you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy, what happened to you, eh?
Life.
Dear, sweet, innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? I can't quite picture that, I have to say.
Taxes happened.
So those
Yeah.
decorations, they're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct?
Yep. Salt lamps, glowing fabric, light emitting doodads, the whole shebang.
There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing. But I'm sure I saw another one somewhere.
I'm not lying. Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it.
What is she looking for?
That's not it. And that's not it.
That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more.
Present?
But first we should ask about the poison gas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. how might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack? Any ideas?
Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled Infesticide Ultra would know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix with products containing ubiquium. Ever.
But what about a layperson? It's unlikely they'd know, wouldn't you say?
I suppose so, yeah. Well, not unless they'd add a nose through the Ultimate Cookbook, anyway.
Because as we all know, these people can't read, so why would you read the warning label?
I mean, not everyone. It's just the select number of pharmacists has access to the Infanticide Ultra.
I guess.
Infesticide. Infanticide is a different one.
Infanticide Ultra is from a different case.
Yeah.
The prize from the contest 18 years ago.
A recipe for making Infesticide Ultra, along with that not mixing ubiquium bit, is in there, you know.
It sounds much more like a terrorist cookbook.
So, you're familiar with the contents of the book?
Oh, yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa group, you see. This was a whole plot point in the past. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Right, viewers?
Cold Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease. Apparently, I always need to buy some for right whenever he catches a cold.
I've already tried it.
My hunch is that he'd be traumatized and would not be as interested in having it now. Considering I think that was also part of the attempted poisoning.
True.
Yeah. Like, eating glass wasn't enough. After Sammy Poople was found guilty, the company took custody of his book. But they only grant their most trusted people access to it.
I think the drugs are wearing off.
Which means Miss Scone is one of these elites, I suppose. Well, let's present the fabric to her, jog her memory of that. Got a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one?
Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man.
Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you used it to wipe up some sort of spillage.
Oh, spillage, you says, the cheek. That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably having a crunch time right now, and it's not loading for me. Oh, there we go. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that.
I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind.
I shouldn't have said that. Also, I wanted to commend you, Kay, for how strongly Dick Van Dyke was channeling himself through you.
Yes, Lewis, what we got?
£10 donation from Harper Onions. No message.
No message. Just
Thank you.
£10. Yay!
Thank you, Harper.
Yeah, thank you, Harper Onion.
It's probably on Connor's side.
Scarface.
Yeah,
ends.
probably. But still, thank you.
Why didn't you want me to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag?
Oh, well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn.
So Larry's sketch of Miss Scone is when she was trying to retrieve the cloth.
At first, I thought it was one of the ones I'd given Moody Judy.
One of the four you'd given.
Oh.
One of the four you'd given to the gallery, correct?
Started reading your lines, I'm so high. Exactly. Awful being used in the autumn wing, weren't they?
Kate, what is she on?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh,
She-
sorry, you're
she-
asking the
she's-
wrong K.
Yeah, she asked
Really
she asked
know,
for
but I
one.
think yeah. That is the
Yeah,
answer to that. She's on yeah. Everything
not-
you might want.
She asked for one nominal drug, and this is the result.
Also, technically, what I was
Yeah.
wanting is for Laura to push the button.
Oh.
Oh.
It's fine.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Drugs.
That's it.
Thank you.
Give you a prime opportunity.
So I realized. It's so fun doing this stupid voice. There must be one that we're missing all those years ago. I'd already had my Infesticide Ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of the cloths turned out to have been used for some sort of dastardly deed too, well, I was going to look bloody guilty. That was how I first read it. Guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it in my bag and hoped for the best.
That's fine. That wouldn't be some dastardly scheme. We caught Dick Dastardly. He's in prison. I see.
That is an Ace Attorney name, though, is the problem.
Edgeworth, do something.
Or like Bastard Lee.
You get dastardly, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get the dog as well? You just hear the dog and you just hear muttering.
Yeah.
It's just going.
Okay. Oh, it does feel good to get off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion. It's why I use so many drugs. Keeps me stress low.
So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one the victim was wrapped in, just happens to reappear in the fountain at the same time as the body.
Lumus cloth data, job dated, I'm an organizer. Ha. Interesting.
Has there ever been a genuine coincidence in this series?
No. That's not how this works.
I mean,
I've
there
already-
have been red herrings, and but all of them have pointed toward somebody's specific guilt or innocence. You know.
I didn't mean to press that.
Ma'am, I didn't mean to talk to you.
Do we have anything else that we could use?
Present.
Anything you need to deduce? There's nothing but cookbook, but we don't have anything to score it up with. Maybe we should talk to someone. Let's talk to Fender. See what he's working on.
Oh, there's a.
Oh, there's
a
the lift cart.
thing to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the lift cart. Why is there a lift cart just sitting out here in the open?
Yes, somebody must have been moving something heavy.
Who's voicing the lift cart?
Yeah. The top of the platform seems to be wet.
You know, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Exclamation point. You mean like 18 years ago?
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in the press room.
Sorry to just interject, but why do I just suddenly get the impression of like a Thomas the Tank Engine reference for that lift cart?
The lift cart was just having a calm day, waiting for itself in the museum. And Miss Bone came up to collect it. Oh, says the lift cart. What are we lifting today, Miss Bone?
Evidence.
And the lift cart said, "Please kill me."
What are we
The
lifting
lift cart said,
today?
"Oh, we're supposed to lift
Drugs, said
evidence."
Delicious Cone.
I don't even have a face.
I do love how he immediately took off with all the Thomas the Tank Engine bits.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Oh no.
I would not miss my chance to do me very bad Ringo impression.
I like children.
I
I
have no mouth, and they're making me sound like Ringo Starr. Oh shit!
Oh no.
God. I have to learn how I have to actually. I don't know if I actually have seen much footage of the ones with the George Carlin voice, but I have to like find that footage because I think the ones that my brother ended up watching on repeat were like either too new and so didn't have a famous person, or it was the Ringo ones. So it's like I gotta track down some of these so I can contribute even more jokes from the American side.
The Fat Controller looked very disappointed. You've been a very naughty lift cart, haven't you?
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Where my word went.
There, onto it, but...
Anyway, he must have used it to move the ice sculptures around.
Having a great day.
One of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of these, you can move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat.
Lift cart data jotted down in my organizer.
Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these.
Hold on, are you even forklift certified, Mazarino?
I'm not playing a minigame.
You're too late, Kay. I'm already lift cart certified.
I was about to say, why do I have the immediate reaction and feeling of Kay would absolutely get forklift certified just for the joke and to impress
Vegeta.
Still doesn't explain what it's doing to you, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a thing, yeah?
Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. Anyway, I was going to talk to you, Fender.
Yeah. Hey there, Mazarino. What's the situation with the investigation?
Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what's happened is beginning to emerge.
Good to hear. Guess I'll better step up my game too, then.
This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago.
And how? It's got a lot. Melting statues in the winter wing? Any with a murder victim's body?
But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing?
Frost had no family apart from his son. Well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. And no one gave a shit because that wasn't prestigious. Gustav's son too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared.
What? And they were never found?
Gustav's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard anyhow. Yes, Frost's kid turned up at the end though. Collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. So no need for the police to release the body and no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed a fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Oh, almost nobody.
Sorry, our words didn't come out. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons tonight. I
When
still
do we even
can't.
have this button anyway?
I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma would stoop so low.
Just show him your badge. What's the worst that can happen?
Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound?
Very high. I don't know.
Wrong
That's
one.
Cone.
Done. Huh? Wait a minute. Don't
Eddie.
tell me you got a thing for her, Master.
No, he's gay.
I do not.
Eddie, read your notes next time.
Chill. You can be bi for all I know. I'm just yanking a chain.
Look, even the stream disagrees with you so bad that it started to crunch.
This live stream is sponsored by Rice Krispies. This live stream is no longer sponsored by Rice Krispies.
We're not sponsored by Rice Krispies at all.
Don't But we are supporting Special Effect. Please donate to GameBlast 25 fundraiser. Go to the link. Thank you.
Give generously, and if you're watching this in the future, don't worry, you can still donate and give. They won't mind. The money's a little bit late.
Get the
If you're a rep of Rice Krispies, please donate and contact us.
We would be sponsored by Rice Krispies. I'd take the sponsorship. That sounds good.
Anyway, what can I say about Judes? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one.
I thought you were going to say, what can I say? Except, you're welcome.
What else do you call someone who waits around for 18 whole years, like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place.
What? They threw her out?
Yep, Jules wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing, nobody, and no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though.
Yes. Why did she retire?
She finally made enough to buy the old place back. Also, she's now like, 34? That's the age as a woman you retire from acting.
Don't tell my sister that.
Unless you're good at playing old hags like Meryl Streep or Helen Mirren can.
Don't tell my sister that.
Then they can be hired till their actually retirement age. That's the shitty truth of acting now.
Please donate to GameBlast to tell her sister that.
Also, Mist, are you here? I see that call to check if your microphone works.
I'm here. I just don't know if my mic's working.
It
Well, it
does.
is now.
Oh, that's good.
What did he say? I can't hear him.
Oh, fuck.
Finish the line, Bear.
Yeah. She even got the ultimate cookbook back from the Tangaroy group after they basically stole it. Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back, all of it. I don't think there's any ulterior motive behind it.
Fender seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight, but from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Miss Tangaroa's for herself.
I think we have a lot to logic, yeah.
You did just get a very convenient jigsaw puzzle. Peace. Ka-ching!
The ultimate cookbook contains instructions on how to create the poison gas, and the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound.
No way! You mean?
I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us.
Investigation complete.
And that's that. All left now is to await the results of the tests on the teapot.
To be continued. Right now!
Right now!
Donate to GameBlast 25 to continue now.
We'll continue on, but only for the next 27 minutes. We don't want to leave you in suspense too much. Besides, we're gonna finish this so you can get back to doing your streams on Saturday. April 2nd. Yeah, what?
No, I'm permanently on Sundays now.
Fair enough. April 2nd, 2:23 p.m. Zodiac Call Fountain Room. Would you mind if this forensics guy was played by Mist, given that he's not had a role?
Yeah, go for it.
If we have missed.
Mist was eating a burger, damn it.
Yeah.
My colleague was eating a burger. Hang on, my voice is about to change.
On duty,
Yes.
Oh, thank you, brother of mine. The test results have just come in, sir. Traces of ubiquium were found in the teapot.
They were?
Just like Mr. Edgeworth said.
Curse you! You better not think this means you beat me.
You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all
It's
on
in
the
my
same.
surname. What do you want from me?
We're all on the same side here. Remember, we're all trying to get to the truth.
What? But first is best. Everybody knows that. It's better to be a winner than a loser.
That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway.
Shut up. Enough. Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. He is my boy. The committee said I had to take the custody.
A science child. There you go.
Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention.
Well, oh, all right.
Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim.
Oh, yeah, good idea. BRB.
Or if
Excellent.
Mr. Zalim has some crayon, you can do something with that.
We shall see you shortly then. And by shortly, I mean hopefully not for the next couple of hours.
Not that short.
Mr. Winner's annoying, but totally harmless. Judge Gavell, on the other hand.
They did give me the bonus for taking the child custody, so bear with it. Bear with it, Verity. You can pull through this. You can pull through this. Now. Ha! Miss Bound. Perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there.
Welcome to Laura talks to herself.
Perhaps it's one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I use?
So you are telling the court that you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapot?
Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea that it could even be used to make poison gas.
Objection! You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you'd be a more convincing liar.
What do you mean?
You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just so happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it.
You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth.
Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes.
But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty.
Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used the blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium.
I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that, and the fact that he triggered it himself. And wouldn't it point to it being a suicide attempt?
So, she's not willing to admit to anything.
Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the Infesticide Ultra?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it.
You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. In that very evening, I noticed my Infesticide Ultra had gone missing. Jody, surely you didn't.
Delicia, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you.
That's true. I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it.
Jews. There's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you come clean, huh? We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so...
Why don't you just take a seat? Okay, moving on then.
Not you too! You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender?
Sorry, Laura, I didn't get the reference. What's it?
Yeah.
Why don't you just have a seat? Like is doing the Chris Hansen stick. Why don't you just take a seat?
Oh.
Why don't you just have a seat?
I thought it was like a detective thing that I wasn't aware of. Like, take a seat. You know?
I mean, it could be like a good cop sort of routine as well.
I'm just expecting Fenn to come to say, just one more question. One point.
Just one more thing.
Then I'll be out of your hair.
Can you blame me? We've only got one wing disguised as... We've got one wing disguised as another. A gas trap in one of the display cases. And you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo.
You've got this all wrong. You have to remember, the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. If some ill-intentioned person, or other, wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem.
Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized.
Yeah, no shit.
You need to be more careful. Great thief could have a field day in here.
And
I-
how does he could have a field day here?
I don't think she's joking.
And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusteau did, in fact, enter the gallery before he opened.
Just one tough cookie. Stop budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day.
And what technique might that be?
Torture.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, waterboarding, all that.
I think that's highly illegal, Fender, and immoral.
Planting a bamboo under her, you know.
The bottle was inches away from my lips. Thank God I stopped.
You know, either that or making them watch the new Snow White movie. I hear it's horrible.
Yeah, we'll make her watch all the Disney remakes. Except Aladdin. Aladdin was cool.
Dear Lord, Fender, do you have no scruples?
Good Lord, man, they'd end up like Malcolm McDowell in The Clockwork Orange. They'd be screaming in the chair like, stop it, please, I beg you, it's a sin!
Yeah, we'll pump her full of delicious Cone's drugs. She won't be able to stop watching.
Oh dear.
Anyway, on with the show.
Yeah, so hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, right?
I don't want to know what Fender's hear me out would be.
So, hear me out. And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we have to approach it from a different angle and look for the past clues instead.
I turn about in thinking.
So my father used this method as well.
Yay, the name of the series got mentioned. Roll credits.
Not really, then it would have to be Ace Attorney.
I meant the original Japanese name. Alright. let's run it through the old Thinktron. How was Jules involved in what happened back then?
According to Miss Barron, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavoured ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she...
Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now.
Don't thank me, thank your pups. Now, take it away, Milesy. I'll grab the popcorn. This is gonna be good.
Miss Bound, you said that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct?
I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident.
And yet, what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no?
What do you mean?
Yes, what she said. If you are going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best.
Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall, and about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's work.
Very well. If you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind?
Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent.
Then please, if you could give us some background onto Zodiac Hall and the pieces you display here.
Before that, I just wanted to say that animation of Gavel looking behind her, it looks like, take it from the top, Judy.
Zodiac Hall.
It took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. Because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work.
Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me.
Judge Gavel, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of the testimony cannot be evaluated without a due cross-examination.
Ha ha ha. Spoken like a true attorney.
Like an ace attorney, even.
Very well. You may do what you must.
Rebuttal. Zodiac Hall. The one I want to prose most is
The one about
this.
Paul Halik work.
Hey, excuse me, I can do that myself, you know. I can just go
Hold it!
Huh?
There you go.
Paul Halik, that was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, wasn't it correct?
Yes. He adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France.
I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection. More specifically, how you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures. It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them.
Yes. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made.
Really? Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that. New statement.
At the end.
I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made.
Just one of these times.
Objection!
Just
Go
one
on.
of these times, I want someone, I want Edward to ask a question. Will you answer me this or this? And the opposite just go, no,
Yes.
No.
and that's it.
I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the test conducted on the sculptor's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity.
What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago.
I could probably help explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate your statues with a sweet secret of their chemical makeup. No chance.
Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years.
Hey, sorry. What? She kept her favorite ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time?
It's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough icebox.
Overruled. Shush. Shut up. Quiet. All of you. Miss Bound, have you anything to say in your defense?
So you've already learned that much?
Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question?
No. I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't. Because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing?
How indeed. I don't know exactly how you did it, but I do.
Because the police force is not much to write home about.
What happens if you wet a white towel? Or tablecloth, in this instance.
Yeah.
It looks blue.
It might turn a little bit wet and blue, especially if ubiquium is part of the mix.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away.
You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the point where the game says you're wrong. I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth.
I see. Then I better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago.
Oh. Good. What did that day?
Yep. Yes. The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. But before I could set the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later on, when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. And that was when I saw Mr. Costello entering Miss Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that.
That's for us to decide, Miss Bound.
Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when would she have had the opportunity to do so? If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. I think I got just the idea. Hold it! Just as you did today?
Yes. I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea.
Present company included, I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with a little card of yours.
Interesting.
And did anything strike you as strange around that time?
Oh yeah! Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and think he mentioned his saucer was cold?
His saucer was cold?
How the fuck do you remember that detail from 18 years ago, Eddie?
Was this
He
the
ate
moment
the
when Miss
notes.
Bound...
Go on.
He ate the notes. That's how he remembers.
Miss Bound,
Oh yes.
I believe this was when you stole the sculptures.
I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses?
That is
Yes.
precisely what I'm suggesting. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures, and she did it by hiding them here.
In the cart. Yeah.
Damn.
My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them, because it was just a tea set that you were pushing around, Miss Bound. But a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Ah!
Overruled. Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit on a serving cart? It should have been spotted immediately.
It was the
Objection.
lifting cart.
Who said anything about a serving cart?
What? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead?
I'm suggesting that Miss Bound uses this to transport those sculptures.
Lift cart.
Take that.
And this is?
The cart that Miss Bound used to move the flavoured ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room.
Yeah.
Let's interrogate it.
We originally bought it for use in the contest.
And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off?
I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and it'd look exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely.
Can it be?
Holy moly, of course! That's why those sauces were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big block of ice. Jutes, how could you?
Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion.
So, you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room?
Yes, I do. I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it. And slipped them in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well.
Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with it being hollow on the inside. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been the victim's room back then as well.
When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh, empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. Only the sculptures had been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as it is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including the cases.
Meaning it would have been easy for her to repair those empty spares she swapped in.
Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored iceworks in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today.
I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession.
Indeed. And I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it.
And that's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you?
What? How'd you figure that?
Oh my. I would have thought you might know at least this much, given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book. Statutes for dummies.
Statues of what?
Statutes of Limitations book, data jotted down on my organizer.
Statues of Liberty for Dummies.
Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a close look, shall we?
So it's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years. Theft, 7 years. Ah!
Yes, Miss Brown stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago, so it's too late to have her arrested for that crime.
But there was murder and theft together that gives us 23 years.
It's a bit like that, I think.
22 years. Sorry.
That's alright. Okay.
I don't believe it.
Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Miss Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime, rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be considerably more interest.
Are you suggesting that I also hid Mr. Frost's body?
I am indeed.
But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it?
By hiding it in a very unusual way.
Encase it in ice, that's why it doesn't decompose.
Oh, now this is interesting.
Are you telling me that you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavoured ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then.
Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Ha! Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden?
A photograph of Mr. Frost's works?
And of the victim's body, Your Honor.
You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body?
Inside the Gemini, crying.
The victim's body is hiding right here.
The Gemini sculpture?
Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse.
Surely you can't be serious.
I'm serious and don't call me Shirley.
I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
That was the same brain cell, Bear. Same brain cell.
Objection! That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight.
And what piece of evidence might that be? The court demands that you the court demands that you present what was used to conceal the body.
Take that.
Don't prevent yourself from presenting it to me now. One of the cloths from In the Autumn Wing?
Yes, but it's made to glow in just the right way. It's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone?
Oh, well, yes, dear, but you can make it look just like about anything, really, even blazing fire. Bright shade of blue will make it look like ice. Yes, exactly like it, in fact.
Overruled. Is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though?
Objection! If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor, you'll notice there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case.
That's...
one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was, in fact, a statue carved from ice.
No. This can't be.
Indeed, that's a nice place for us to finish it off for this week.
No, this can't be.
Oh dear me, suspense.
How could you?
We're getting quite close to the end of this case. I reckon, like next week, we probably will get to the end, if not wrap it up entirely, or get close, I should say.
Not next week. Not next week, but the next time we get around to playing this.
The next time, because we're not here next week.
Oh, you see.
Well, we are here, but...
Well, some of us will be.
Oh.
Some of us will be, with a select certain special guests as well.
Indeed, we'll have Mr. Scarfulu joining us, and we'll have a few people from the City Voices cast. The cast will be considerably cut down because there'll only be 6 of us for that week, but of course Scarfulu's taking the place of someone else. The reason for that is because we're doing a special, another GameBlast special, as the 6 people will be playing members of the aristocracy, telling outlandish tales in the game of The Extraordinary Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Tell me about the time you donated to GameBlast.
Well, you see, I unfortunately had lost my wallet, but I was just digging down the back of the sofa, and I found some nickels from when some American friends were visiting. And
But is it not true, Mr. Evac, that you went to tiltify.com/@weirdblasters/weirdblast25, or is this not true?
oh, I must concede, yes. Unfortunately, mailing in the money would have been too far-fetched, so I'd have to, of course, do it by card transaction.
Exquisite story.
Although they also accept PayPal.
Oh, exquisite. And you could do the same too.
And it is also not the case that this wonderful charitable donation that you made was going to help disabled gamers.
Well, indeed, you see, through an accident, I myself am also disabled. I lost both arms in the battle of
Oh God!
In the battle. In the fight against Pac-Man and during the battle of the great video games, and so unfortunately,
Pac-Man, but I heard it was the great battle against.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, sir. I'm afraid you're mistaken, sir.
Objection! It was Scarfulu.
It was Scarf. Yes, he stole.
Controlling Pac-Man in Smash Brothers.
He stole my arms for an inventory puzzle, and so, I, like many of the people receiving the benefit of special effect, they need specialized peripherals to help them with the gaming. And of course, with no arms, I would need to utilize their services.
To cut a long story short, please donate to GameBlast.
Yeah, please donate to GameBlast.
Very much appreciate. We'll see you next week for a very special show. One of 15 amazing streams happening across that weekend. You go to the Top 5 page to see the entire schedule. Let's go visit our fourth, shall we?
Indeed, we're going to raid into Scarfield, who's playing Blood Omen. That's like game Blood Omen. We'll see you all next week for some more silly voices.
Who was here, Ebag? Who partook in this stream? I want to know more.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Calm thine tits. We have, of course, joining us for this show, our regular cast. I want to thank all of them. I want to thank Burr.
Drags, Milesarino.
I want to thank Drifting.
Where's this victim located again? I'm supposed to find them somewhere.
I want to thank Kay.
Bye. Love you.
I want to thank Laura Petal.
For the past 40 minutes, I've had the AU swelling in my head. What if any of the other Beatles members, were still around? And they ended up voicing in Thomas the Tank Engine instead.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, what if Paul McCartney was still around?
Yeah.
Don't start that argument.
Oh, God. Moving swiftly on, I want to thank.
Good job.
I want to thank Lemming Russ.
Guys!
I want to thank Mistropolis.
Next week, Little Nightmares 2 gets put on the table.
Oh dear. And finally, our special guest playing with Larry Butts and a few other people, Mr. WHW.
Thank you. The raid's about to go. Oh, God. Run.
Yeah, we'll see you over there. Bye, everyone.
And they're gone. And they're gone.
And they're gone.
I will not hang about. I have family in the other room. They want to play games, so I will see if I can catch them while they're still conscious.
Enjoy your game.
This has been good fun, everyone.